Okay, let's get started. Mm. Okay, so I have activated this sandbox for configuring public load balancer. Okay, uh, we have some document here. We will follow that. Okay, so you have three options. You can select how you wanted to create. Okay, if you wanted to create using portal, select on portal. Okay, if you wanted to create using PowerShell, you select that, or if you wanted to create using CLI, you select Bash. Okay, so public load balancer will be like, as we know, will be public facing, right, as layer 7. So what first we are doing, we are just deploying a web application, web app, okay, and in front of that we will be adding a load balancer. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm not going in details of this, how we are cloning and all those things. Right now, just understand that we are cloning some code which is kept in one of the like one of the GitHub repository of Microsoft. Okay, you can see GitHub Microsoft Learn and then Mathematics. Okay, so simply I just wanted to show you the configuration. So we'll try to go a little bit faster here. Okay. So first we have cloned the code, then we have moved to that folder. CD is like change directory, right? So cloning into MS Learn Improve. This is our local inside this sandbox. So then we have moved inside that sandbox. Now, okay, we have also some script, okay, which will create two virtual machine in high availability set. Okay, now just create this. So we will be having two virtual machine containing one web app, okay, inside a availability set. Okay, you can see the resource. Okay, let's go to portal. Microsoft Learn. Cloud Cell is there. Virtual machine is getting deployed. It's not deployed till now. You can see it's like allowing access on port 80, right? It's a web application, so port 80 or port 8080 has to be allowed, right? For HTTP or HTTPS connections. So if you get some time, we'll go through the code also, how they have kept it. Okay. You can see lots of things is happening, right? Creating a virtual network for virtual machine, then creating network security group, allowing access on port 80, creating NIC 1, now creating NIC 2. If I refresh it, I should get so many. You can see virtual network has been created, NIC path has been created, NSE group has been created, and this all are in STUS. So you can see one more NIC is created. Hope size is good, or do you want me to increase a little bit more? Good only. Okay. So creating availability set now. Then inside availability set, it will create virtual machine. Correct? Availability set also created. Now inside availability set, virtual machines will be created, correct? You can say creating wave VM1. So if you go to this exercise, before that there are three or four slides are there, right? So that explains you about a project, okay? And what is that project is all about? Patient portal, right? So it's related to some hospital where you are deploying this application across two virtual machines in single availability set, right? To save time, let's start by running a script. Okay, that's different thing. So yeah, please go through line by line and understand what is this application they are talking about. Okay, this can be your potential project. You can explain this. Okay. Disk is created, wave VM1 also created. Just wait for 2 more minutes. Now it's wave VM2 is getting created. How much time for us it will take to configure all this if you are doing it portal via portal, create two virtual machine, create availability set, whatever it is, complete. Then install IIS, then install web application on top of that. A minimum of 2 hours if you're super fast, correct? So that is the benefit of automation. You can see hardly it will take around 10 minutes. Okay, so let's see if VM2 is also created. Okay, VM got created. Now let's create load balancer. Okay, we are creating load balancer first of all via CLI only. We'll go through it in portal. So even this public IP will be added to load balancer. Okay, that's why we are creating this public IP first. Then we are creating this load balancer. You can see for any network related thing, how is the command AG network public IP create, right? Then resource group, allocation method, and name. Then AG network load balancer, LB is load balancer, right? Create. We have created load balancer. Now what we have to create? Yesterday, if you remember, we have created some health probe, right? So this command will create a health probe. Okay. So AG load balancer probe create. That is health probe, right? Health check, which we call. Okay, what is the next option? We have created a health probe for port 80. Why? Because we our virtual machine is like a web virtual machine. That's why we have created a rule for port 80. If my virtual machines, backend virtual machine are for database, then what we will create? We will create a health probe for database port, and that is 1433, right? Database port. Let's say what is the database? Equal database port. Yeah, 1433. Okay, so like that it will be. For that now, yesterday we have discussed about five tuple rule, right? How this load will be distributed. Okay, same settings we are doing using this load balancer rule. Okay, again we'll go through portal and we'll examine each and everything there also. Okay, I guess we have created here. Okay, so we have created the rule how load balancer will uh, send request to both of the VM. Now we will be adding virtual machine to the backend. Okay, if you remember yesterday's class, we have something called backend, right? So we are updating the backend of virtual machine load balancer. You can see the nick which you have created. We are adding that to the backend. Okay.
Hello, Vikas.
Yes, Ajit.
Sorry for interrupt you. I'm not getting the points. I'm totally confused when you are trying to do inside the pages.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just creating a load balancer with different configuration. If you remember yesterday, whatever we have discussed yesterday, we are trying to create same thing here. Okay, nothing much. Okay, we'll go through portal. Don't worry. We'll go through portal and we'll see all the configuration there also. Okay, just
After
wait.
today, tomorrow class, I spent
Hmm.
lots of time while reading the documentation of the Packer. Didn't go through the video of the last class.
You should have gone through this also, right? No problem. We'll go through portal also. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we have done some express configuration in 10 to 15 minutes. We have created two virtual machine. We have created a load balancer and all those things. Okay. So don't worry. We'll go through all of them. So you can see we are getting output from virtual machine 2, right? This command last was just to get the IP address, public IP address. Okay. You can see we are getting from wave VM2. Let's try to refresh it. Still we are getting output from VM2 only. You see, now we started getting output from VM1 also. Seeing right now we got output from virtual machine 1, VM1. Just refresh it. VM1, VM1. Basically, we are getting output from both the virtual machines, right? See, now we got from virtual machine 2. Okay. So our load balancer is working. Let's go to portal and look at our load balancer. Okay. Go to home, go to all resources. You can see this many resources we have created. Okay. Virtual machine, disk, network interface card, availability set, then NSG group, then load balancer, right? So let's go to load balancer and see the details configuration. So we have not created load balancer via portal. We have created using it CLI. You can create via portal also if you wanted to create using portal. You have options here. Okay. Let's go to load balancer. So again, it is having a resource group name, location, subscription, and some rule, right? And backend pool. Let's go through all of them one by one. Okay. If you remember yesterday's picture where front end and back end was given. Just a minute, let me go back. Yeah. So everyone is seeing this picture, right? We have not created three virtual machine. We have created two virtual machine, VM1 and VM2. And as of now, we have installed different application, right? We have installed application VM2 in VM2, and in another virtual machine it is VM1, right? So you can see there are two different application has been installed on both of the virtual machine, and we have created a public load balancer, correct? And this public load balancer is balancing our load. We are trying to access single IP address, but we are getting two different output here, correct? What does that mean? This public load balancer is distributing my access to VM1 and VM2, right? Based on our rule. So let's go through it and see. Okay. So this is like load balancer public. So we have added a public IP address, and we are trying to access the same public IP address which we have created there. Okay. So this is a picture. Let's go and understand. First option is front-end IP configuration. What is front-end IP configuration? Public IP, correct? 104.42.53.116. This is where my user will come. Okay. User will try to access this IP address. Okay. We'll copy. You can see we are getting output right from that IP address. So how in actual real world it will work? We will not having a IP address, right? We will be having a custom domain, correct? So we will add a custom domain for this IP address. Let's say abc.com. Whenever any person is trying to access abc.com, he will be redirected to this IP address, okay? And he will be able to access to this our virtual machine 1 and virtual machine 2. Right? Same IP address 104.42.53.116. In one tab we are getting virtual machine 2. In another tab we are getting virtual machine 1. Correct? Let me zoom if you are not able to see.
Vikas, can
Correct?
you elaborate the term custom domain as well as the initial domain?
Custom domain we have already talked about it. If not, we will go through it. Don't worry. Okay. It's like just adding some readable form, right? Human readable form. Like adding, remembering IP address is not that much possible, right? What is the IP address of google.com?
IP address of google.com.
Google.com is a custom domain, right? What is the IP of google.com?
8.8.8.8.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
IP address of Google. You can see. So if you try to access 8.8.8.8,
8.
what we should get? We should get google.com. We have to give in a format https ttps, then this is also not correct. There has to be one colon here. dns google.com. any other sign. So if you're trying to access google.com, this is your, okay, let's do one more thing. Go to ping command prompt. Okay, ping this google.com. Okay, I think we have to keep till here only, or let's try to ping IP address. So it's responding. Should respond google.com also. Is there anything else for google.com? No, right? Okay, leave it.
think that's it.
Basically, custom domain is like, yep, we are adding a readable form. Okay, that is a custom domain. Oh, yep.
And what is the initial domain?
Initial domain I have not gone through. Need to see. Initial domain maybe when you have created some random thing, that will be your initial domain. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, public domain, public load balancer we have seen. We have a public IP address. So that is our front end configuration here. Okay. We have options to add multiple front end also. Via portal, how you can add? You can just create a IP. Okay. And then you can add a IP address. Okay. So there is only one as of now. If you wanted to add a new IP address, you can create. Okay. You can have multiple front end for the public load balancer. Okay. And if you wanted to delete this, you can simply delete here, and you can add again a new front end IP address if you wanted to change your IP address. Okay. Front end IP was very easy. If you go to this picture also, it will just have one IP address. That's it. Okay. Nothing much. Then we have options called backend pool. Okay. What is backend pool in this picture? These three virtual machine is backend pool for this public load balancer, correct? Where port it is enabled. So as of now, we have just created two. So these two VM are my backend. They have to be added in my backend pool of load balancer, right? Let's see if they have added already. You can see, right? They are already there. Let's try to adding. Okay, let me remove one of them. Okay. We are removing virtual machine 1, right? VM1. So now we have removed one virtual machine. What we will get output? We will just get output from VM1, right? So here in we are just in VM1. If I reload, it should go to VM2 because we are removing VM1. Still in deleting phase. That's okay. You can see this is loading, right? It's unable to get us the output because we are removing virtual machine 1 from the backend. Okay. So let it get removed. It's validating, then it will delete. Or maybe we have to stop the rule, then we can remove it. See, we are unable to get the output, right? Yep. So VM1 deleted. If you refresh, now both of them got deleted. How is it possible? Okay, no problem. We'll add again. Okay. So if there is no backend, we will not get any output from the front-end IP address which you are trying to access, right? So let's add the backend. How to add backend? We'll give the same name whatever they have given. We'll go back one step. What was the name of the backend pool? My backend pool. Okay, that was the name. Let's create same name. You can give anything for the backend pool. Okay, select the virtual network and then select virtual machines. Okay. You can see how we have to add. Give the name, select the virtual network where your virtual machine is. Okay, then what you wanted to associate. You can see we are having two options. One is virtual machine and another is virtual machine skill set. Okay, yesterday we have created virtual machine skill set, so if you wanted to add that, we can do that also. Okay, right now we are just adding virtual machine. Then what is the type of IP address, we have to select that. And then you can see you can only attach virtual machine in West US that have basic SKU public IP configuration. Okay, or no public IP configuration. All virtual machine must be in the same availability set, and all IP configuration must be from same virtual network. Okay, you cannot add virtual machine from different virtual network. That's why we have options here to select a virtual network. Okay, then associate is like adding, right? What we want to add, a virtual machine or virtual machine scale set. Okay, if you click on add, you will get options, whatever virtual machine you are having, which you can add. Okay, so you can see web vm1 and web vm2, you have two options to add. Both of them are in same virtual network. So you can see right now my website is down, correct? Even if I add just one also, my website will work. Okay, let's try adding one. So at least by comparing this picture, you all are able to make a picture, right? What we are trying to do. So we got a public IP here. We got virtual machine backend 1, backend 2. That is VM1 and VM2, right? And in this portal, we are seeing how to add backend and how to remove backend, or even how to configure front end. Correct. So right now we are just we have seen front end and backend configuration, right? We'll see health probe also. To save time, we have created through CLI. You people also have to learn how to create using CLI. Otherwise, every time going through portal, it will be a time-taking job. Okay. So now VM2 has been added. If I refresh this website, I should get output from my virtual machine 2. Correct? It will take some time. We just added. Hope it has not deleted the rules. Well, it's saying rules count 0. Maybe that is the problem. We are not getting output. Okay, no problem. So load balancing rule. Let's go to that. Okay, that also got deleted. Health probe is there. Let me add the rule back. Then we'll see it. So you can see what it is doing here. If front end anyone is trying to access port 80 in the backend, it will be redirected to port 80. Okay, front end and backend. Okay, let's try to add via portal. While deleting backend, it deleted load balancing rule also, which was associated to it. So right now you can see we are not getting any output from our public IP, public interface, right? So let's add a rule like how load balancer will decide where to go. Okay. So what is the name of this rule? My HTTP rule. Okay. Let's copy. You can give any name, but I'm trying to just make it similar whatever they are saying in document. Okay. Front end IP address. We have to select the front end which we have created. The backend we have to select the backend which we have just created again. Then what is the port? 80, right? Protocol TCP, right? Front end port, backend port, health probe we have created one, so we can select it from drop down, correct? Then session persistence. Yesterday we have selected, right? We have seen, right, session affinity. So you can set it from here, okay? Client type, your client type and protocol, if you remember, right? So do they have set the session persistence? No. Okay, let's not set up. Ideal timeout is 4 minutes. What is ideal timeout? So it's like keep the TCP or HTTP connection open without relying on the client to send keep alive message, right? So even if client is not sending any keep alive message, still our connection will be there. Okay. So floating IP is disabled. I don't think so. It has anything called floating IP. So let it be default. Let's add it. Okay. So this is the rule which we are setting for the load balancer. We are saying load balancer how to react if there is any. Okay, let's say go to this. Let's say someone is trying to access this load balancer, right? Front IP. We have the backend IP, but we have to set up a rule also, right? That rule it will decide. Okay, if anyone is trying to access port 80, if you can see here, they will be redirected to port 80. That's what we have created here in this load balancing rule. Okay. So if anyone is trying to access port 80, he will be redirected to port 80. And then we have health probe. What this health probe will do? So we have two virtual machines. Both of them are like responding to port 80. My health probe will just check if port 80 is alive on both of virtual machine or not. Okay, we'll see health probe also how it is working. Okay, so now I should get a output, right? We are seeing we are getting my VM 2 because we have added only one virtual machine in the backend. That is virtual machine 2, correct? Hope you all are getting what I'm trying to do, at least piece by piece, what is front end, what is back end, how to add them, how to add load balancing rule.
Yes, Vikas.
Okay. Okay, let's add one more virtual machine in this backend. Let's select VM1 also, and I will save it. Okay. So while this load balancer is updating, let's duplicate this. Okay. Now we are getting output from VM2 only. The deployment succeeded. Let's try to refresh couple of time and go to VM1 if we are getting VM1, right? See? Now we started getting both the virtual machines. Okay. What will happen if you shut down the virtual machine 2? So you can see we are getting output from both the virtual machine VM2 and VM1. Let's say let's shut down one virtual machine. Which virtual machine you wanted to shut down, VM1 or VM2?
VM1.
Okay. Let's go to virtual machines. Let's shut it down VM1. Right. So I'm stopping virtual machine 1. I should get only output from VM2. So it is stopped state. It is not in a stop state, it is stopping. Okay. That's okay. Deallocating. Now I am getting output from VM1. Correct? Just VM1. No problem. So you can see the load balancer in action, right? My VM1 is down. It is redirecting me to just VM2. It is not redirecting me to VM1. Okay. We'll do the opposite also. We'll keep it running. What we'll do, we'll just, this is stopped, right? Let me start this. Okay. And let me shut down the VM2. Okay. So a simple load balancer helping us in redirecting our user to different virtual machine, right? With just simple configuration, a front-end IP address, a backend pool, and one health probe and one network rule, right? Load balancer rule, correct? So we should get output from VM1. Let's go to virtual machine tab. Both of them are running. We'll wait. This is still deallocating, so that's fine. The virtual machine stopped successfully. So now I should get output from VM1. You can see virtual machine 2 is stopped, virtual machine 1 is running. Right? So let's refresh. We are getting from VM1. My load balancer is working fine, correct? So we have tested our load balancer by just stopping one of our virtual machine. Even we have tested by refreshing it multiple times. We could have seen that some of people are going to VM2 and VM1 both. It is redirecting, correct? Let's see some more configuration for load balancer. We have seen front-end IP address, we have seen backend, we have seen load balancing rule, right? Let's see the health probe, one of the important thing, right? What is health probe? Nothing, but we are trying to just check our backend pool if it is working or not. Okay, so you can give a name of health probe, then you have to just select what type of probe you wanted to do. Okay, TCP. Then we are giving okay which port you wanted to check the health signal, right? It's like someone is sitting and checking on behalf of you and making sure that okay user are redirected to current like correct direction, right? You have seen in mall or even big building, the guards they will ask you okay which way to go, right? Same thing this health probe is doing. Okay, if any road is blocked, they will ask you okay please take that route, sir, or it will redirect you to the correct route which is alive or which is working, right? So how frequent you wanted to check this? Keep alive. You can see they have set it as 15 seconds, right? So you can set it more also if you want 60 seconds, or you can see it must be between 5 seconds to this many. Okay, so let's make it 15. We are okay. We don't want to make any changes. Okay, unhealthy threshold. What is this unhealthy threshold? Like let's say it tried to check port 80 now, okay, and then again after 15 seconds it will check. Okay, so if there is failure for two consecutive, then it will mark our backend as unhealthy. It will not send any request there. Okay, I hope health probe is clear.
Yes, Vikas.
So based on our requirement, we can create different type of health probe. Okay, if you wanted to create HTTP base also, we can do that. We have to give path, interval, unhealthy threshold. It's normal configuration. Okay, so yeah, we have this lab. Please perform this lab. Okay, and try to create health probe and all those things. You have 2 hours time for this lab to perform. Okay, load balancing rule again. We have seen we can add any other load balancing also. We have two different options: backend pool, then protocol TCP or UDP, and then which port you wanted to redirect it, right? Front end port, and then backend port, and then health probe. Okay. So try to create multiple health probe, okay, and see how it is happening. All those things you can do, okay. Then there is one more inbound network rule. Okay. Any question till here? Front end, back end, health probe, and load balancer, load balancing rule.
Vikas, can you send me the link of the load balancer exercise or sandbox in my email ID?
It must be there added in our this day 3 sheet. If not, I will update it. Okay, you can go through that.
Okay.
If not, please copy everyone from chat. Okay, let's go back. Close by mistake. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so let's go to portal and see some more options. Inbound net rule. Let's first understand what is inbound net rule. Inbound net rule. So this is a little bit advanced net rule. Okay, why we are using an inbound net rule?
To allow or deny the access.
No, it's like port forwarding. Okay, you can see an inbound net rule is used for port forwarding. You can see that here. Okay, front end, some inbound connection is there, and it is forwarding to different ports, right? You can see here it is forwarding to 501, is 502, and this is 503. Okay, so this is our inbound net rule we have. Okay, we'll create and see how this works. Okay, so this will work mostly when you are having multiple virtual machine in the backend. Okay, and those virtual machine is working on different port. Okay, so in that case you can use inbound net rule. Okay, so you must have seen this is the same scenario, right, where we are seeing msn.com slash en slash India or slash US, right? So US will be send it to separate virtual machine. India will be send it to separate virtual machine. Okay, so that's what basically the net rule is. Okay, if you understand in layman term, basically. So this is like port range which we have gained, we have got backend pool and all those things. Fronting my backend pool. Let's go through this configuration also. We'll see. This is a little bit advanced. I don't want to go through this. You'll get confused. First, try to complete that. Then maybe we can go through this add inbound net rule. Okay. create virtual machine, inbound net rule using Azure portal, create single virtual machine, inbound net rule using Azure portal. We don't want it to go. Let's see if there is some picture. No, we don't have any picture. Okay. The previous picture only is more clear. So when I say net rule, again, you will be having your front end, and you are having your this public IP address, right? Then this is your front end IP address. You can see load balancer. Inside load balancer, we will be having inbound network rule. And what this inbound network rule it will do? It will do port mapping, right? So port 500, let's say, is added to virtual machine 1. Port 501 is added to virtual machine 2. Port 502 is added to virtual machine 3. Okay. And again, they all are hosting same 443 only, right? So you can act like redirect basically traffic to different virtual machine based on port. That's what this port forwarding means. Okay. If you're not getting complete, that is also fine. Don't worry about that. Once you are able to understand till here, you will able to understand that rule again. Okay. Or maybe you can go through documentation if you are like curious enough, like you are saying, okay, I wanted to go through this. Okay, any other thing in load balancer you have? Let me go through portal. Okay, we'll see if there is anything else we have to discuss about the load balancer. Okay, load balancing. Let's go to home, virtual machine. Okay, let it turn on and see if it will respond. So when virtual machine 2 will start responding? Once health probe is responding, then only our virtual machine will start responding, correct? So in this picture, our health probe should first say, okay, VM2 came online and it is healthy, then only VM2 will be responding, right? So if I reload, I should get from VM1 only. I will get VM2 after 30 seconds. Okay. I started it, right? Okay. So while it is starting, let it be. We'll go to load balancer first and we'll see some more thing in load balancer. Okay. So for any resource, the most important part is your setting part, correct? So these 5 different options is most critical. Uh, if you are going through load balancer, please write some note about front-end IP address, what is backend pool, what all component can be added to backend pool. We have seen a simple virtual machine or virtual machine skill set can be added, right? That was a basic load balancer we have created. Okay, if a standard, there is something else. You can add one more. Okay, so in basic, you can see you can add just 2. Then what is load balancing rule? What is health probe? Please write something down after creating. Okay, inbound net rule, then properties. These all are monitoring part. So yes, we have mostly covered the load balancer part. Okay, my virtual machine should be up and running. Oh, we got output from VM2, correct? So that's all about load balancer. Don't go in more deep of load balancer. We'll see if I'm getting something from application gateway, or we'll try to see application gateway. No, we have not. I was thinking, I forgot. Okay, yeah. So you see, right? We have created public load balancer. Same way you can create internal load balancer, and you can have 3 database, and then you can load balance your databases. There, what will be the port for health probe? It will be 1433, right? For health probe. And what will be the load balancing rule? rule will be also for port 1433, correct? Because load database works on 1433. Port 80 is your just for HTTP, correct? What is port for HTTPS? Let's say my website is secure. Which port I should add here in health probe or load balancing rule?
443.
Yes, 443. Okay, getting a little bit picture how it will work, how we will configure this HTTP rule or load balancing rule or even health probe. Able to decide, you people, correct?
Not clearly, but I understand the thing which you did, teach today.
Okay, no problem. That's good. Please go through this. Create by yourself, okay, and then you will get more, okay. So I created a little bit fast. You people just follow the document, go line by line and create, okay. So because I need to explain
Okay,
also
sir.
each and every term. Yeah, that will be, it is good. Okay, what else we can do today? We have still half an hour pending. So load balancer is done, ability set done, virtual machine skill set done, ARM template TSC, web apping portal. Okay, today is Friday, right? Let's have little bit discussion of interview. Okay, let's stop this. Let's go to board. Okay, we'll change layout to, okay. Anyone wanted to volunteer who has given interview last week? Wanted to ask any question? I think Tony left out. What happened?
Azure side-to-side connections.
Okay, as your side to side connection. What else? Side to side connection is part of networking. Anyone else wanted to add anything? Okay, I'm not getting any. Okay, anyone wanted to answer how we can configure side to side connection? I guess Pawan, if you have, you can answer. I don't think so anyone else able to answer. Or even Pradeep, if you are able to answer this question. We have gone through side to side connection. If you remember, we have not created it, but we have gone through side to side connection. When we have created VPN gateway, correct? VPN gateway has options to side connection. What is first of all side to side connection? Anyone want to answer? Okay,
Uh, when we establish the collection from the on-premises to a server, it would be the site-to-site connection.
second part is wrong. First part is correct. Not server, but Azure Virtual Network.
Okay.
Right, on premises, like complete on premises network to Azure portal or Azure Virtual Network. That is our site to site. Okay. Someone left. Don't know who is it. Who was it? Okay. That's okay. So yes, site to site, there are multiple options to make the site to site connection. What all options? Anyone want to answer that question? What all options we have to make site to site connection? Okay, sorry, forgot to add Azure.
Mm,
Yeah,
Hello.
yes.
We first set up the NSG to our
NSG is
On
not,
premise,
no,
no,
NSG is
it
not
is not
required.
correct.
I asked what all options we have for site to site. We have gone through express route, correct?
Yes.
That is one option. We have WAN, another option, and then we have VPN gateway, another option, right? So create site-to-site connection using Azure portal, that is classic, right? So you can see this is site-to-site connectivity. Like on premises, we have an IP range, and then Azure we have an IP range. Okay. So we have three different options to make a site-to-site connection. VPN gateway. So not getting that option. AG account, AG connection. Let me check that out. Site-to-site connection, not this one. Okay, so yeah, we have three options. Okay, express route, and we have site-to-site over VPN, and then we have a WAN connection. Okay, so we can make site-to-site connection with three different ways. I'm not going with the details how we are making the connection. Please go through the document, because yes, I have shown you how to go through this. Okay, how to create from VPN gateway. Okay, so you people have to answer at least like, yeah, we need a VPN gateway. You can say, okay, we have three different options. We can create a site-to-site connection with the help of express route also, or we can make a WAN connection, or we can create a site-to-site connection over. Okay, I'm getting here, right? See, site-to-site connection, then site-to-site with express route connection, right? Then VNet to VNet if it is in Azure. Okay, and where is the WAN? Have that removed. One to site. Okay, with express route, and then with VPN gateway. Okay, I forgot where I was, what I was trying to discuss. Yep. So how to answer this question? Yes, it's like first we have to say what is site-to-site connection, right? So we will say it's a connection from on-premises network to our Azure network, right? And then we will say we need a virtual network or VPN gateway, right? We need a VPN gateway even in on-premises. Okay, so there are two options. I can just make a simple site-to-site connection with WAN or over internet, or we can make a VPN like site-to-site express route connection. So express route is a separate options you have to explain. Then site-to-site connection in normal way. VPN gateway, it will have public IP address. Even your on-premises will have your public IP address, right? Then we will make this site-to-site connection using the router. Okay, so you will have details of router. At least just try to understand different steps. Okay, how we can make site-to-site connection, because it's not possible for me to create a network and then add some router and all those things and then do this lab. But at least go through the documentation. If you are able to visualize this, you will able to visualize, okay, what all component is required. We have done one side, one part. VPN gateway, what all thing is required, how to go to like VPN gateway, then create a new connection, then select site-to-site connection. After that, you can like imagine this, how our on-premises will look like. Then you can think, okay, there is a router there that will also have a public IP. You can see VPN public IP. This public IP will be like, you can search this public IP address from this VPN gateway, or you can configure this IP there. Okay, and then you will able to configure. So this IP address should not be overlap if you are trying to make a connection from on-premises site to site to uh, Azure, correct? And what all different options we have? IP security, IKE, right? So there are 5 different protocols which you can use to make this connection. Okay, please go through at least those protocols. What all protocol is like supported? Okay. IP security 2, 1. There are 3, I think, in IP security only. Okay. Site-to-site connections. Let me see if we have again the same page. I'm trying to find out what all options we have. VPN gateway also we have options like we have lab, right? If you remember, or if not, please go through this documentation. You will able to figure out. Okay. Not getting that options. IP security. So it's not just you can make only one connection. You can make multiple connection. So if you go connection type here, you will have options. Okay. What you wanted to, what type of connection you wanted to do. Okay. Okay, any other questions you have to discuss? We have got side-to-side
We,
connection.
Vikas, I have a question, but not related to this topic. I want to ask you some question related to the classes. Can you make a section out of the 1.5 hour where you ask the question related to our Azure, which will help us to remember the things which we need to remember.
That is good, but unfortunately we don't have that much time now. So
No, no,
yeah,
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the. Can you make? Will you make an extra time? I'm talking about the
yes,
classes
yes,
where you
yes, yes, I
can you do
understand that.
so.
I will see if we have bandwidth. We'll try to accommodate that. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing everyone is pretty much quiet here. I'm not sure. Pradeep, have you attended any interview last week?
No, Vikas.
No. Okay. Pawan, have you attended any last week? Any other questions you wanted to bring? Okay. Akshay sir asked one. So yeah, no problem, team. But yeah, I will just request you all to
I
go
have
through.
missed some classes, sir. I will watch the video, then I will ask the question.
No problem. Okay. Yes, we are about to end this class. Not just for today, but also like we have some of the topic pending, which we will discuss, and I think it will not go more than 20 days. So yeah, you people have to give more time on this. You have to practice, go through videos, practice, go through videos, and then create your own notebook. Try to answer questions. Okay. Try to attend some interviews. If there is any interview related questions which you are facing some problem, you can reach out to me anytime. Okay. Please let me know if there is any interview which you are attending, you need any help. We can have discussion of 5 to 10 minutes, how to answer, how not to answer. Okay. And then we'll see. So, yeah, it's like I thought at least by this time, at least 2 3 people would have got like selected to some companies, but I'm not getting any response. So, so it's not a good news because yeah, outside market is very good. Yeah, don't know where is the problem. So yeah, please go through. Please try hard. It's fine. We'll maybe 1 month delay only, but we will get selected. That is for sure. Okay. So yeah, we'll stop here. I can see there is no more questions. So yep, let's stop here and we'll meet on Monday again. Please complete by then this load balancer availability set and VM skill set which we have done in last like this week. Please complete all those labs. Try to get some questions related to them from Google. Okay, you will get some question related to availability set. Even if they are asking what is availability set, uh, and if you are able to answer it very well, that is more than enough. Even virtual machine skill set also you can answer, right? Then load balancer has multiple configuration, so yeah, give some extra time for the load balancer. It's like 20 marks question in our college time. If they are asking load balancer, please explain all five separately. Okay, that is explain backend, explain front end, explain rule, right? Explain health probe, then explain net rule. Okay, if you explain all those five, it will make a good impact to them. They will think, okay, that you have created a load balancer. Okay, if you're just going through documentation, you will not able to answer correctly. So I'll request to go through load balancer, create them, create all the configuration, delete it, then create it again. Okay. So, and then just take some note on those five configuration, and inside those five, what all component we are adding, right? So we are giving a name, then we are giving a port, right? Source port and destination port, correct? So those things has to be like you can discuss to them. Okay, while configuring a health probe, we have to set the port where we wanted to probe, right? Then we have to set a time interval. What is the time interval to do the probe? 15 second, 20 second, or 1 minute, right? And then how many consecutive failure will mark that load balancer as failed, like that backend has failed, right? So you have to explain like that. Okay, so please go through this so that you visualize everything. What happens like while giving interview, in your mind this visualization will work, right? If you have worked on real time, if you have created, in your mind a picture will come. Okay, if I'm trying to add a load balancer health probe, it will give you option in your mind, right? Same as portal. Okay, and then you can explain. Okay, we have to give name, we have to give port, we have to give session, or you can say frequency when we wanted to add, then we have to give this configuration, right? So this will only happen if you have created load balancer at least 2 times or 3 times. Okay, so I will request you all to please go through and create. Okay, the side to side question also, I doubt hardly anyone had created after that. That's why no one was able to answer this. So if you create a VPN gateway and if you configure the side to side, you will able to answer for sure. Okay, so it's all just remain in your practice. Documentation less, practice more. Okay, so that will be the key basically. Okay, the much you practice via portal only, no need to go through CLI or all. Practice with portal and just try to remember what all options or what all field we have to fill. Okay, to create any resource, and that will help you a lot basically. Okay, anyone has anything to say, any questions or anything?
No, sir.
Uh,
Nothing else.
Yes, Ajay.
can you apply the NSG over the interface of the virtual machine? Is it the enough time
Yeah, no
to
problem.
define
Yes,
that?
yeah, we have time, and I think we have virtual machine also running. Okay, so yeah, go to virtual machines, right? Then go to networking. Okay, then you can see we have network interface. Okay, you can see this network interface. Okay, then you have option for NSG. Okay, you can add some NSG here. Okay, you can select whatever NSG you wanted to add. Okay, so as of now, already one NSG is added to this one, that is B portal NSG.
Report
Okay,
NSG.
okay, so you can add a new one. You can save it. Okay, so there is nothing. It's like same way. Either you can directly search the NIC network interface card. If you have the name, you can go to NSG. Okay, you have IP configuration, right? So if you go to IP configuration, you have IP, right? IP of this network interface. Okay, if you want to add more, one virtual machine, you can add multiple network interface. Okay, it's not that you can just add only one. Okay, you can add one more. You can enable IP forwarding and all those things. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Hope That's what you are trying to look, right? That's what you are looking for. Go to virtual machine, go to networking. Inside networking, you will find this network interface. Okay, network interface name, and then click on that network interface. It will take you different tab, and you have options from the network interface. Okay, IP, DNS server, or network security group. Okay, from here you can add. If you can say none, right now it's like virtual machine. This network interface doesn't have any NIC card added to it. Correct. I wanted to add. First, I have to create the NSG, and then I can select that NSG and just save it. Okay. So that's all for this network security group. Anyone else has anything? Okay, I don't think so. We have. So yep, let's stop here. Okay, I will stop recording. I should have stopped recording earlier only.